Alright, so hello everyone and welcome sa ating first episode of Study Saturday. Okay, so this is another part of yung ating Becoming the Ideal Engineer series in which we will tackle different study techniques that we can use in preparing for upcoming quizzes or even major exams or even just studying in general. Ano? So, ayun nga, for the first episode, we will tackle yung Feynman technique, which is the study method that I commonly use as well. Since makita nyo naman sa descriptions in some of my videos, I am using the Feynman technique. So without further ado, let's try to explain it on my perspective as well. So this video in itself is another application of the Feynman technique. Okay, so let's go. So as the name implies, the Feynman technique is inspired from the physicist Richard Feynman. So he is one of the most prominent physicists of his time during the 20th century. So parang ka-level niya sina Einstein, Oppenheimer, and all the other physicists during that time. And speaking of Oppenheimer, this is a little trivia. When they were working on the Manhattan Project, Oppenheimer and the other scientists commended uh, Richard Feynman. During the time, Richard Feynman was just out of his doctoral, I think. I do not recall it that much, but during that time, he was 24 years old, and Oppenheimer commended him for being the most brilliant young physicist there was on the team. So, ayun, that's a major compliment to hear from one of the greats, J. Robert Oppenheimer. So, ayun. And again, that's besides the point. So, just a little trivia to put out there. So, ayun. Going back, the Feynman technique involves understanding a concept or topic by teaching it in simple terms to others, and also filling gaps in understanding through active recall and relaying information. So, ito yung basic premise ng ating Feynman technique is to teach it to others. And more specifically, learning the topic by teaching it to others. So, kaya meron ditong involvement of active recall and relaying information. So, if ikaw yung type na maingay mag-aral, then this topic would work well for you. Ano? So, let's continue. So, ito naman yung technique process sa Feynman technique. So, sa ating first step, of course, you have to choose a topic. So it can be any topic that you would like to learn. So it can be physics in general, or maybe you would like to narrow it down to a specific branch of physics. It can be thermodynamics, statics, mechanics. So all that stuff. You can just choose a topic and then you can proceed with the next step. It is to explain it in simple terms. So, ito yung part na medyo complex since in order to explain it in simple terms, first you have to understand the topic. Ano? So, ayan. But still, forming an understanding and explaining it in simple terms helps in further mastery of the topic that you're trying to learn. So, ayun yung advantage na dun. So, next, you have to identify yung learning gaps. So, after you try to explain it in simple terms, you look back and hanapin mo kung saan ka nagkulang. So, if there are various key points that you missed in the lesson, you may have to review it. So, dito na papasok yung ating next step. And you may be wondering why it is in the form of a gear. So, kaya siya naging gear is that all of these processes need each other in order to work out. Ano? So, dito na papasok yung ating review and relearn. So, let's say, meron kang mahirap na topic na inaaral and then you did these steps. you try to explain it in simple terms, and then you have identified kung ano yung mga gaps, various learning gaps, knowledge gaps. Now you have to review kung ano yun, and you will learn the topic. And after that, we move on, dahil nga gagalaw tong gear na to, we move on to this gear. Ano? It is where you refine and simplify further. So it is an advanced step, itong second step natin, in which yung simple mo nang naintindihan, you would try even more to bring it down to just layman terms in which everyone can understand. And that speaks volumes on how this technique is designed to learn. So, ayun yung isang key aspect. Ito. So, it is one of the most important steps here is yung ating pagre-revise and uh, pag-simplify ng information. And then finally, we teach it out loud. So, if you have a study group, that's good since ma-apply mo yung technique niya to the fullest extent and you can take advantage of it. Ano? And also, if you don't have like a study group, you can just talk to yourself or whatever. So, yun nga, as I have said, kung maingay ka mag-aral, this will work out very nicely. So, ito yung steps, basically. That is what I have tried to explain in simple terms as well. Since if you try to delve into the Feynman technique, medyo mas complicated din siya. Ano? Okay? Now we move on to the pros and cons of the Feynman technique. So for the pros muna tayo. So meron ditong deep understanding. So ayun nga, as I have said, if you are trying to make a topic more simpler, we have to have a certain mastery over the topic that we are trying to explain. So dahil dito, nagkakaroon tayo ng deep understanding on how that topic works, and it can yield better results during the time. So next, it improves communication. So yun nga, pretty much a no-brainer, and it is self-explanatory that whenever we are trying to teach it to others, we can improve our communication skills in the process. So it also reveals knowledge gaps. So ayun nga, we are looking back dun sa mga inaaral natin, and then we find whatever gaps that we have missed. And then we can try to relearn it as we have seen dun sa ating fourth step. Ano? And ayun nga, active learning, since it involves yung maingay na yung maingay na type ng learning. So parang this is for auditory uh, learners. Mas nagagrasp nila yung information through an active learning. And again, yun nga, it is not that passive. So, if you're the type na mahilig magbasa or just yung type na kayang mag-aral na hindi masyadong maingay or kahit hindi mo na kailangan kausapin yung sarili, then maybe this technique won't yield as much, but still, it could work to a certain extent. And ito yung pag-usapan natin mamaya dito. And also, it is versatile, rather, in the way that kaya niyang i-cover pretty much any topic that you are trying to learn. So even if it is non-engineering, so let's say economics or accountancy, I think this technique would work well with those kinds of aspects as well. So punta naman tayo sa cons, since ayun nga, everything has its own disadvantages. So firstly, it is time consuming. So I think out of all the study techniques that we will cover sa Study Saturday, yung Feynman technique na is, I think siya na yung pinaka time consuming na technique. Since walang specific set of time that we can measure kung paano natin aaral yung isang topic and kung paano din natin siya ma-explain. So, in that aspect, we can consider it as a very time-consuming study technique. So, if nagkakaroon pa, then I don't think this is the right method. So, next, it needs effort and honesty. So, honesty in the form of yung pagkakaroon ng humility sa learning natin. Since we have to accept that we don't know anything, uh, it's a major downside sa technique na to. And yun nga, kailangan din ng considerable amount of effort since we will be trying to teach the topic to others. No? And next, it is not always enough. So yun nga, simply teaching it to others is not enough. You yourself have to have yung, yun nga, as I've said, yung mastery over the topic. So, minsan hindi nagiging sapat ito. And that's fine since there are still more study techniques that uh, can amend yung disadvantage ng Feynman technique. So, hindi lang naman pag-focus natin sa isang study technique, we can incorporate other techniques together to account for the weaknesses of the other one. So, ayan. Next, it can feel awkward. So, especially if you are introverted, medyo awkward yung technique na to. If you are an active learner, you are an auditory learner, gusto mong may nakakausap ka and gusto mong meron kang ano, basta yun nga maingay. I think that's the best way I can explain it without making it too much complex. They have a slight edge over those ones that prefer a much more passive type of learning. So, ayun. And lastly, isa din tong major downside, it is yung limited feedback loop na nangyayari. Since on the side or on our perspective, since tayo yung nagtuturo sa iba, minsan nagkakaroon ng limited feedback loop in the way na hindi nagkakaroon ng much criticism or yun nga, hindi nagkakaroon ng communication. Since not all types of learners ay nagtatanong. So, ayun nga, I think you guys know what I'm talking about since most of the time, whenever the teacher asks if there are any questions, 9 times out of 10, there will be no one asking questions. So, ayun yung isa ding limitation ng Feynman technique is that it needs constant feedback. And not all the time that feedback is going to be given. So, ayun, it turns into a loop and minsan di natin nalalaman kung ano yung gaps. And ayun, so this makes it hard sometimes to utilize the Feynman technique. Okay, so I think that's it for the pros and cons of the Feynman technique. So move on na tayo sa technique demonstration ng ating Feynman technique. So ayun, so gawin na lang natin example, a simple physics concept which is yung ating Newton's second law. So as you can see here, I have written the formula in two different ways. So itong una, ito yung pinaka-common na way, which is the force is equal to the product of mass times acceleration. So, ayun, you may think na, oh, ito yung tamang way. However, what if I told you that this is not actually the right way to do it? Or this is not actually the right way of writing this formula, but instead, the right way to write this formula is that acceleration is equal to force over mass. So bakit? So we have to understand that physics is not just about memorizing formulas or applying mathematical concepts and notations. It is about understanding the world. It is about understanding how the world works. And these concepts are explained by math. But yung math na ginagamit natin, it is just the language of science. So, the main distinction here is that acceleration, acceleration is not the cause, but it is the result. So, force, we have to apply force for an object to move. And kapag merong enough force para mag-move yung object, then there is acceleration happening. So parang yun yung pinaka-main concept ng Newton's second law. Ano? And let's say the force is not enough to move an object. So let's say yung force natin 1 Newton, but yung ating mass is only or actually let's say yung ating force is 1 Newton and yung mass natin is 1 million kilograms. So, yung acceleration, magkakaroon siya ng value, but it is very little and therefore negligible. Ano? And if you turn it around, let's say we have a million newtons of force and yung mass natin is 1 kg lang, then you can expect yung ating acceleration is going to be bigger. Ano? So that's the main concept here. And you may think, what about yung ating free fall? And what about dun sa another argument that you can explain sa physics din na about sa ating impulse systems? Ano? In our impulse systems, there it is stating that motion is not causal but rather perpetual. So that's a strong argument there, as well as sa ating free fall na meron ng value yung ating acceleration. But still, the basic concept lies within understanding the cause and effect relation. So, kumbaga, acceleration is the effect of force being applied to a certain mass. Ano? Rather than just memorizing the formula, it is important to know how it works, and it is going to be the foundation on how we will understand yung other complex physics branches. Ano? So, para sa akin, it is better to understand how the formulas work first, rather than just trying to memorize them but not knowing what the other variables are for. So ayun, so the main conclusion here is that acceleration is not the cause, but it is the result. So acceleration is only a byproduct of the quotient of the force and the mass. So yun yung pinaka sinasabi ng ating Newton's second law. And you can even ask Sir Abra about it and he will tell you otherwise. So, ayun. Uh, that wraps it up for the first episode ng ating Study Saturday. So, to wrap things up, uh, you have a quote here by Richard Feynman himself. It is to study hard what interests you the most in the most undisciplined, irreverent rather, and original manner possible. Ano? So what he's trying to say here is that learn at your own pace and let your interests drive you to knowing uh, to knowing the unknown basically. So ayun yung pinaka na-explain niya doon. And ayun nga, I hope you learned something here and I hope you can apply yung ating Feynman technique whenever you are trying to study as well. So, ayun. So, thank you guys for tuning in. I'll be back tomorrow for Skillset Sunday. And again, thank you guys and happy learning.